Welcome to Eat Your DNA. Join me as I start my healthy eating journey based on my DNA and ancestry. My name is Angela, and my philosophy is that our DNA is our personalized blueprint to healthier living. If you've ever struggled to figure out which foods to eat, you're in the right place. You can stop guessing and worrying about what to eat and trying to follow the latest fad diet. Let your genetics tell you which foods you should be eating. Eat Your DNA. Today, I'm super excited because I'm going to show you how to plan your diet based on your DNA. Let's do it. So you want to eat healthy and you're intrigued by the idea of eating based on your DNA. But let's be sure we're on the same page when we talk about eating our DNA. What does that mean exactly? Okay, it's pretty simple. It means personalizing your diet based on your DNA and ancestry and giving your body the foods it was meant to have. You really do need to get your DNA done. That's the first step. And while you may think that you know your background or you know where you're from, you might not. You might be surprised. Why chance it? Just get a DNA test from a reputable company like AncestryDNA or 23andMe or Genopalette, and they will provide you with scientific information to use to create personalized food lists. If you want to know all the companies that can do your DNA profile, I have another video. It's called Top 10 DNA Tests by Price, which I will link below. A bonus is that when you get your DNA test, your results, you're going to learn some new things, and it's going to be a fascinating and surprising way to learn more about yourself and your family and your ancestry. As I mentioned, I was really surprised to find out where I'm from, and you might be too. So, step 1. Get your DNA done, find out your countries of origin. Step 2 is putting together a master list of foods that are based on your DNA. And this master list comes from 2 different sources. So let's talk about what they are and how to find them. The first list is based solely on your DNA result. And the only place I know to get this list is from Genopalette. They'll tell you, the foods you should be eating, which ones are best for you. And the good thing is it's also customizable. So for example, you can say, I don't want to eat red meat, so take that off my list. Or maybe there's a certain kind of vegetable that you absolutely hate. You can take that off your list. So it's quite amazing what you can find out and how you can customize your list. It's for you and it's based on your DNA. And I did a whole video about Genopalette, why I love them so much and all the things that they can do. And I'll link that below along with a code for you to get $10 off your order. Now, the second list that you're going to use for your master list comes from doing the research, which foods are indigenous to your countries of origin. So you got your DNA done and you found out that one of your countries of origin is, Norway. That happened to me. I was shocked. You can then research which foods are indigenous to Norway. Now you remember, these are foods that are indigenous to Norway, not necessarily the foods that someone brought over 100 years ago and now people think of when they think about Norway. You and I want to eat the foods that have been growing there for thousands of years and our ancestors ate. And because I believe that those are the foods that your body craves and can metabolize efficiently. I discovered my countries of origin with AncestryDNA, which is great. I totally recommend that company. But if you're just starting out and you don't have any information, I'd have to say start with Genopalette, because as I said, you'll get your DNA profile, which tells you your countries of origin, plus you'll get a list of top foods based on your DNA, like I was talking about earlier. So I'll be honest, finding out which foods are indigenous to your countries of origin, takes some time. It's real research. Like you need to look at websites and read a lot of articles, and it's kind of like writing a thesis or a paper, 4 or 5 papers actually, because if you're like me, you're going to want to know the foods from all your countries of origin. If you're from 5 or 6 or 10 different places, you're going to want to know all the foods that you should be eating. And you're also going to want to know which foods are similar to the ones that you should be eating, but may not be readily available where you live. So you might decide to only use the top foods list from Genopalette because it's based on your DNA profile and it's powerful information that you can use every single day. But I hope that you take the next step and either research the foods from your country or countries of origin, or get someone like me to do it. Because you may be thinking, Angela, this sounds amazing, but I don't have time to research the foods from my country or countries of origin. I hear you, which is why I started providing this service. You just tell me where you're from based on your DNA profile, and if it's from a reputable company, and I'll provide you with a list of the foods from those areas, along with some recipes and a super simple basic eating plan. These recipes include foods based on your DNA if you provide that. And I just strongly believe that it's a smart and healthy way to give our body the foods, the minerals, the vitamins, etc. that it's meant to have. You can learn more about this at eatyourdna.com and it's all right there. So once you know your foods based on your country or countries of origin, your master foods list, it's time for step 3. Step 3 is the fun part. It's when you eat. Step 3 is incorporating these new foods into your diet. Now remember, you don't have to eat based on your DNA 100% of the time. I definitely do not. You probably want to add foods based on your DNA and countries of origin a little bit at a time. I have a more in-depth video called How Often Should You Eat Your DNA? Once again, link below. But here are 2 quick and easy ways to get started with your foods list. First of all, just take your foods list shopping with you and when you're sitting down to meal plan. If you see those new foods in the store and you're thinking about them, you'll be more likely to try them. Here's an example I use. Trout was on my DNA foods list and I was like, trout, okay. I never really made trout or ate trout, but I saw it on there and I tried it. And it turns out that I actually love it. Number 2, another thing you could do is pick a few meals a week and just try to eat foods from your list at those meals. So an example, one of my foods, it's on my DNA and my countries of origin, is sweet potatoes. So every week I roast and chop a couple of sweet potatoes and just throw them into the salad that I eat for lunch. So it's simple, it's easy, and I know I'm giving my body a food that it is craving and is good for it. So that's it. That's how you can get started planning your diet based on your DNA. Let's recap. 1, get your DNA profile and hopefully top foods list. 2, use that information to find out which foods are from your country or countries of origin. And 3, start eating those foods. The goal is that over time, you're eating more and more of the foods that your body needs and wants based on both your DNA and your ancestry. And this is also a good time for me to tell you that before you start any new eating plan, no matter what it is, to check with your doctor. If you've learned something new, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to keep learning, please subscribe. Finally, visit eatyourdna.com so you can get a checklist that'll tell you what to do while you're waiting for your DNA results. It's good information and it's totally free. So that's it for now. Go out, try some new foods, give your body what it wants, eat your DNA.